I'm so glad you're here with us today. We're diving deep into A Course in Miracles, and if you're just joining our community, you might be wondering what this course is all about. I'd love to invite you to check out the very first video on this channel, where I break down exactly what A Course in Miracles is, how it came to exist, and why it's been transforming lives for over 5 decades. It'll give you the perfect foundation for everything we explore together here. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're living in a world that just doesn't make sense? Where no matter how hard you try, peace seems just out of reach? Where fear, worry, and doubt follow you like shadows you can't shake off? If you're nodding right now, you're not alone. Every single one of us has experienced this. We wake up each day trying to navigate a reality that often feels chaotic, unpredictable, and sometimes downright painful. We search for answers in relationships, achievements, possessions, trying desperately to find that one thing that will finally bring us lasting peace and happiness. But here's what A Course in Miracles teaches us, and this is profound. What if the problem isn't out there in the world? What if the real issue is in how we're seeing everything? What if our perception itself is the source of all our suffering? This might sound strange at first, even uncomfortable. After all, we've spent our entire lives trusting our eyes, our senses, our judgments about what's real and what's not. We've built our entire existence on what we perceive to be true. Today, we're exploring one of the most transformative sections in the entire course. Chapter 13, Section 8. From Perception to Knowledge. This isn't just another lesson. This is about understanding the fundamental shift that changes everything. It's about recognizing that there are 2 completely different ways of experiencing reality. And right now, you have the power to choose which one you want to live in. Think about this for a moment. Perception is what you experience through your physical senses and your thinking mind. It's the world of separation, where you see yourself as a body, separate from everyone and everything else. It's a world where loss is possible, where death is inevitable, where fear makes perfect sense. Knowledge, on the other hand, is something entirely different. It's not something you learn or figure out. It's a direct experience of truth, of perfect love, of complete unity with everything. In knowledge, there is no fear because there is no separation. There is no doubt because truth simply is. The beautiful promise of this section is that you don't have to stay trapped in perception forever. There is a way out. There is a journey from the world of illusion to the realm of truth, from fear to love, from separation to wholeness. And this journey isn't reserved for saints or mystics or specially chosen people. It's available to you right now, exactly where you are. You might be thinking, but how? How do I make this shift? I can't even imagine what that would be like. And that's perfectly okay. The Course doesn't expect you to understand everything immediately. It doesn't demand that you leap from perception to knowledge in one giant jump. Instead, it offers you a gentle, loving guide, a presence that meets you exactly where you are and walks with you every step of the way. This section reveals how this transformation happens, what blocks it, and most importantly, what you can do starting today to begin this incredible journey. Every video we share here is part of this exploration, and we post new content every single day because this message is too important to wait. So let's begin. Let's discover together what it truly means to move from perception to knowledge, from darkness to light, from fear to love. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Let's start with something you do every single moment of every single day without even thinking about it. You perceive. Right now you're perceiving these words, the screen in front of you, maybe sounds around you, the feeling of where you're sitting. Perception seems so automatic, so reliable, so obviously real that we never question it. But what if I told you that everything you're perceiving right now is actually a carefully constructed illusion? What if your perception isn't showing you reality at all, but rather a distorted version of it, filtered through fear and separation? This is where A Course in Miracles challenges everything we think we know. The Course teaches that perception is not neutral. It's not just passively receiving information from the world around you. Instead, perception is an active interpretation. And here's the critical part. It's an interpretation made by the ego. And the ego has one primary goal: to keep you believing that you are separate, alone, vulnerable, and constantly under threat. Think about how you experience your daily life. You wake up in a body that you believe is you. You look in the mirror and see a separate individual with a specific appearance, age, and identity. You go through your day encountering other separate bodies, other separate individuals, each with their own agendas, their own needs, their own potential to help you or hurt you. You see a world of limited resources, where if someone else gains, you might lose, where relationships can be broken, where health can fail, where death is the inevitable end. This entire experience is what the Course calls perception, and it's built entirely on the foundation of separation. But here's what's so important to understand. Separation isn't real. It never happened. You are not actually separate from your Creator, from love, from your true self, or from anyone else. But the ego desperately needs you to believe you are, because the ego itself only exists in the belief of separation. If there's no separation, there's no ego. So the ego uses perception as its tool to constantly reinforce this illusion. It shows you a world where attack is justified, where defense is necessary, where judgment is wisdom, and where guilt is inescapable. Every time you look at someone and judge them, you're using perception. Every time you feel afraid of what might happen tomorrow, you're trapped in perception. Every time you believe that your happiness depends on external circumstances changing, you're living in the world of perception. And in this world, peace is impossible. Because perception is always showing you reasons to be afraid, reasons to protect yourself, reasons to feel separate and alone. The Course is absolutely clear about this. Perception is inherently limited. It can only show you what you've decided to see, what you've chosen to believe is real. And because it's built on the foundation of separation and fear, it will always lead you to more separation and more fear, no matter how hard you try to make it work differently. You can rearrange the pieces, change your circumstances, find new relationships, achieve new goals, but as long as you're operating from perception, you'll remain trapped in the cycle of seeking but never truly finding. This might feel heavy, even discouraging. But stay with me, because understanding this is the first step toward freedom. You can't leave a prison you don't know you're in. Now let's talk about something completely different, something so beautiful and so foreign to our everyday experience that it might seem almost impossible to grasp: knowledge. But not knowledge in the way you normally think of it, not information you learn in school or facts you memorize or skills you acquire. In A Course in Miracles, knowledge is something infinitely more profound. Knowledge is the direct experience of truth itself. It's the state of perfect certainty, absolute peace and complete love that exists beyond all perception, beyond all interpretation, beyond everything the ego has ever told you about who you are and what this world is. Here's what makes knowledge so different from perception. Perception is always uncertain. You perceive something, but you can never be completely sure if what you're seeing is accurate. You interpret, you guess, you wonder, you doubt. You think you know what someone meant by what they said, but you could be wrong. You believe something is true today, but tomorrow you might discover you were mistaken. Perception is constantly shifting, changing, updating itself, based on new information and new interpretations. It's exhausting, isn't it? This endless cycle of trying to figure out what's real and what's not. Knowledge is the complete opposite. Knowledge doesn't shift or change because it's not based on interpretation. It simply is. When you know something in the truest sense, there's no doubt, no question, no room for error. Think about love, real love, not the ego's version that comes with conditions and expectations, but the pure, unchanging love that simply exists. You can't perceive love the way you perceive a table or a tree. Love isn't something you see with your eyes or hear with your ears. Love is something you know. It's a direct experience that requires no proof, no evidence, no explanation. In the realm of knowledge, you know yourself as you truly are, a perfect creation of God, eternal, whole, completely loved and completely loving. There is no separation in knowledge because separation is impossible in truth. You and your Creator are one. You and every seemingly separate person around you are one. Everything is unified, whole, complete. There's no past to regret and no future to fear because knowledge exists only in the eternal now, where everything that's real has always existed and will always exist. This might sound abstract, even mystical, but the Course assures us that knowledge is actually our natural state. It's not something foreign or distant or reserved for special enlightened beings. It's what you are beneath all the layers of fear, guilt, and false beliefs that perception has built up around you. You had knowledge before the ego convinced you to choose perception instead. And knowledge is patiently waiting for you to remember it, to return to it, to choose it again. But here's the beautiful paradox. While you're still experiencing yourself in a body, while you're still navigating what appears to be a physical world, you can't fully live in knowledge all the time. You're in a transitional state, moving from perception toward knowledge. And this is exactly where most of us are right now. We catch glimpses of knowledge, moments of pure peace, or unconditional love, or absolute certainty that everything is okay, that we are safe, that we are loved. These moments feel like coming home, like remembering something we've always known, but temporarily forgot. The goal isn't to force yourself into knowledge through effort or willpower. You can't think your way there or achieve your way there. Knowledge isn't earned. It's remembered. And the remembering happens naturally as you begin to question perception, as you start recognizing the ego's lies, and as you open yourself to a different way of seeing everything. So here's where we are. You've just discovered that you're living in a world of perception, a carefully constructed illusion that keeps you feeling separate, afraid, and searching for peace in all the wrong places. And you've learned about knowledge, this beautiful realm of perfect truth and love that seems so far away from your daily experience. Now comes the question that matters most. How do you get from here to there? How do you move from perception to knowledge? How do you cross this bridge? The answer is both simple and profound. You don't do it alone. You can't. The ego, which created perception in the first place, cannot be the one to guide you out of it. That would be like asking the jailer to show you the way out of prison. The ego's entire existence depends on keeping you trapped in perception, so it will never, ever lead you to knowledge. But here's the incredible gift. You have another guide, one who knows exactly how to take you home. The Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is the bridge between perception and knowledge. Think of the Holy Spirit as the voice of truth within you, the presence of love that has never forgotten who you really are, even when you forgot. While the ego speaks to you in the language of fear, judgment, and separation, the Holy Spirit speaks to you in the language of love, forgiveness, and unity. The Holy Spirit doesn't see the illusions you see. He sees only the truth, and his entire purpose is to gently guide you from the world of illusion back to the awareness of truth. But how does this guidance actually work? What does it look like in your everyday life? This is where forgiveness becomes absolutely central. Forgiveness, as the Course teaches it, is not what you think it is. It's not about being noble or generous towards someone who wronged you. True forgiveness is recognizing that nothing real was ever attacked, that the separation you perceived never actually happened, that guilt is meaningless because innocence is the only truth. Every time you choose forgiveness over judgment, every time you choose love over fear, every time you're willing to see a situation differently, you're allowing the Holy Spirit to correct your perception. You're letting him show you a glimpse of knowledge, a moment of truth that breaks through the ego's illusions. These moments might seem small at first, just brief flashes of peace or clarity. But each one is significant. Each one is a step across the bridge. The journey from perception to knowledge isn't about effort or struggle. It's about willingness. Are you willing to admit that you don't know what anything means? Are you willing to question your judgments? Are you willing to consider that maybe, just maybe, there's another way of seeing this person, this situation, this entire world? When you bring this willingness to the Holy Spirit, he does the rest. You don't have to figure out how to forgive or how to love or how to let go of fear. You just have to be willing to let him show you. Here's what this looks like practically. When you find yourself upset, angry, afraid, or hurt, pause. Just for a moment, pause. Recognize that you're perceiving through the ego's lens, and the ego is showing you separation and attack. Then simply ask the Holy Spirit, help me see this differently, show me the truth. You don't need special words or perfect prayers, just that sincere willingness to be guided toward truth instead of remaining trapped in illusion. This is how the transformation happens, not all at once, but step by step, choice by choice, moment by moment. The Holy Spirit is patient. He knows you're learning. He knows you'll stumble and forget and choose the ego again. But he's always there, always ready to guide you back the moment you're willing to be guided. So here we are, at the end of this journey through one of the most transformative teachings in A Course in Miracles. Let's take a moment to remember what we've discovered together today. You started by understanding that perception, the way you've been experiencing the world your entire life, is actually an illusion built on separation and fear. Then you learned about knowledge, that beautiful realm of perfect truth and love where you know yourself as you really are, whole, eternal, and completely one with everything. And finally, you discovered that you're not alone on this journey. The Holy Spirit is here, ready to guide you across the bridge from perception to knowledge, one forgiven moment at a time. This isn't just theory. This isn't just philosophy to think about and then forget. This is the key to everything you've been searching for. Real peace, lasting joy, freedom from fear. It's all possible, and it begins with your willingness to see things differently, to let the Holy Spirit show you the truth instead of continuing to believe the ego's lies. I want you to know something important. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. You're not going to wake up tomorrow in a state of perfect knowledge, never to struggle again. The journey from perception to knowledge is exactly that, a journey. There will be moments when you forget, moments when the ego's voice seems louder than the Holy Spirit's, moments when you fall back into judgment, fear, and separation. And that's okay. That's part of the process. What matters is that you keep choosing again. Keep bringing your willingness to be guided. Keep asking to see things differently. Every single day, we're here exploring these profound teachings together. Every single day, there's a new video waiting for you, diving deeper into A Course in Miracles and helping you understand how to apply these principles in your everyday life. This is a community of people who are walking this path together, supporting each other, learning together, and remembering the truth together. If this video resonated with you, if something shifted inside you while you were watching, please take a moment to hit that like button. It helps this message reach more people who are searching for exactly what you found here today. Someone out there is struggling right now, feeling lost and afraid, desperately looking for a way out of their pain. Your like, your share, could be what brings this video to them at exactly the right moment. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a new teaching. Remember, we post every single day, and each video is another step on this journey from darkness to light, from fear to love, from perception to knowledge. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. What stood out to you most in this teaching? Have you experienced moments where the Holy Spirit helped you see something differently? Are you struggling with a particular aspect of this lesson? Share your thoughts, your questions, your experiences. This community grows stronger when we connect with each other and support each other on this path. And if you know someone who needs to hear this message, someone who's been searching for peace, someone who's ready to start questioning the world they've always believed in, please share this video with them. You might be the messenger who changes their life. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for your willingness to learn, to grow, to question, and to open yourself to truth. I'll see you tomorrow with another teaching. Until then, remember, you are not alone. You are deeply loved, and you are already whole. You're just remembering.